What is going on, Natties? Welcome to the first episode of the Natty Physique Pod. We are your two hosts. I am Luke Consiglio,
And I am Munene MMbijjewe.
and we are two natural physique competitors trying to make a name in the sport together. And we also want to grow the natural physique community. So, Munene, I think first of all, we should actually tell them about the giveaway that we're doing for episode one.
Yep, before we do the intro, let's tell them a bit about the giveaway.
Let's do that. You want to go over it?
Sure. So to kickstart everything, Luke and I are both very passionate about men's physique, specifically the natural division, and we wanted to give back to the community. And in doing so, we've decided to give away a pair of Manifest competition wear board shorts, which are the best in the game, hands down, mic drop. Right now, we've both rocked them. There we go. We both rocked them for most, if not every show we've done.
Every single show.
And we love the material. We stand by the brand. And so we want to give away a free pair of Manifest competition wear shorts. But in order to enter, there's going to be a bit of a criteria. And we're going to drop everything in the description below so that you can reference that. But essentially, to sum things up really quickly, in order to enter, you're going to have to follow us on our Instagram page at the Natty Physique Pod. That's the first thing. You're going to have to comment below. So like tag as many people as you want. Then you're going to have to follow us on YouTube or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then also leave a comment below. And as a bonus entry, share to your story. And you can tag as many people as you want, as many friends as you want. And the bonus is if you share to your story, that just counts as an extra addition to everything. I think I covered everything there, Luke. Did I, or am I
Yeah,
missing
sounds
anything?
good. Yeah, go to our Instagram page at the Natty Physique Pod. It'll be the first post up there. It's gonna be a picture of both me and Munene together. Um, Tag a person in the comments, like that picture, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And then comment down below on this video as well when you're done all that. And I think that's it. You're entered to win a free pair of Manifest board shorts. Any pair you want. Best board shorts in the game.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Yeah, you get to choose which one. So there you go. Suits your style, whatever your preference is. But there we have it. Super excited for this. So we can't thank you enough.
All right, well, let's get right into episode one. This episode, we pretty much just want to introduce ourselves, go over mine and Munene's history in the sport already, and kind of just give you an idea of what this entire podcast is going to be and what our goal is for the future with this.
Yeah, I love that. So Luke, if someone was to ask you, tell me about yourself. How did you end up here in men's physique? What does the sport mean to you? And let's give a little bit of a background about who you are.
All right, so first of all, I am 28 years old right now. I live in Canada, just outside of Toronto. I'm an online fitness coach. I've been doing that since 2022. So, fitness has always been a passion of mine, pretty much since I was in elementary school. I was a kid that was always working out at recess, doing pull-ups on the monkey bars. I was that kind of kid. So that carried on all throughout high school. Pretty much, fitness was my passion. I was always into sports. Soccer was my main sport. After high school, I stopped playing soccer and pretty much went forward more so with fitness and working out. I always knew I wanted it to be a career of mine. I just never knew how to make it into a career until COVID happened and then everything went online. I saw people doing online coaching, so I thought, why not give it a try? Started that, been doing it since 2022. And then last year, 2024, is actually the first year that I ever competed in men's physique. It's always been on the back of my mind as something I always told myself I was going to do, but I never actually ended up going through with it. But I was kind of just, I felt stuck, not really knowing where to take my next step to move forward in my career. So when anyone's feeling stuck, really, what do you do? Any fitness guy, you join a bodybuilding competition. I feel like that's how it goes. So I competed last year for my first time at Summer Shredding Toronto. That show went very well, and it led me into competing three other times last year. And then this year, I'm currently on prep right now. I've competed three times this year, and I still have three, four, maybe five more shows to go for the rest of the season. So I'm on year two of my bodybuilding career, and yeah, I think I summed up pretty much everything.
That's amazing, man. I love that. You're going to learn a little bit more about each of our stories and our journey so far, but thank you for sharing, man. And Luke has one hell of a season, which we'll get into. Especially this is his second season, but his first season was one hell of a season. And we're going to save the good stuff for a
Yeah,
little
we'll
bit,
get
right?
all into that nitty-gritty stuff later on.
It was a really, really good season, man. So can't wait for us to touch on that and
What about
congrats.
you, bro? Let's hear about you.
Yeah, so my name is Munene Bijjewe, as I said. I'm originally from Kenya in East Africa. Similar to Luke, fitness has been something that's completely changed my life, and it's a huge passion of mine, and I love it and adore it. Ever since I was young, I was very active and I played numerous sports, tennis being the main one. And I played a lot of competitive sports, individual competitive sports. And, seeing my dad go to the gym at a very early age, that sort of sparked my interest. And so after I finished playing tennis, I was actually pursuing competitive tennis and fitness simultaneously. And then I fell in love with fitness, so I stopped playing tennis competitively. And I also knew I wanted to monetize this and make a career out of it. And I've always had a passion for helping people in any capacity. But I just knew that I wanted to help people with fitness. So I was actually, I applied to come to Canada. So I live just outside of Ontario too, sorry, outside of Toronto. And I came to Canada, did a diploma in fitness and health, did a degree in kinesiology, and then in universities when I started to build my fitness coaching business. So I'm an online fitness and nutrition coach as well, just like Luke, and have a huge passion for coaching and helping others. And I also knew I always wanted to compete one day, but I never knew when that time would be. And so in 2024, I decided to do my first season. And I started prep in October of 2023 to get ready for the 2024 season. And first show in April 24, second show May, third show August, and fourth show August as well, 2024. And I absolutely fell in love with the sport, transformed my life in so many ways, taught me a lot about myself and the process, and a lot of development and personal growth. And here we are, 2025, second season. I've done two shows this season, both in August of this year. And that's where we are right now. Just fallen in love with the sport and want to give back to the community and all of you listeners as well, just because of how much it's impacted our lives. And now we want to show you everything about it and how it can have the same impact for you too.
I love that, bro. Me and you, we have a lot in common, man. I say that I think every time we talk, but I keep
We
learning
do.
more and more that we have a lot in common. I mean, we both started competing at the same year last year. We met actually at my first bodybuilding competition, and we became really good friends since then. And look at us now, we're starting a podcast together.
Crazy, crazy. That's when we first met, Summer Shredding 2024. And that show was one hell of a battle. Funny enough, we were both in the overall, and Luke ended up kicking my ass. He won.
Kick your ass. Bro,
They
I look so tiny beside you.
Dude, what a crazy season. But they absolutely worked us. And fast forward to 2025 season, a year later at the same show. I think it was around 30 minutes before we stepped on stage, or like after we had stepped on stage.
Something like
And
that.
Luke just approached me and he's like, bro, we should start a podcast. And without a doubt, no hesitation, I was like, I'm in. And here we are.
It didn't take too much convincing. It was such a good idea.
There
No,
you go.
honestly, I had this idea of a podcast a few weeks before that show, and there was really no one else that came to my mind when I was thinking about who I should do this podcast with. It was just you. We've become good buddies by that time. We both love this sport. We're both natural men's physique competitors, so it just made sense. I feel like our conversations go really well. We got a good flow going. We know how to. I don't know. It's a good time talking to you.
You too, man. You too,
Yeah,
brother. I really resonate with that. I think together it's always good, and just provide entertainment, deep talks, physique talks, everything. And
yeah.
you said you had that idea for a podcast, which I'm wondering, where did that come from and why did you want to start a podcast? Like, what was the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, so I realized that there's a lot of podcasts that go over bodybuilding in general, that cover, bodybuilding shows, men's physique shows, all that. There's also natural bodybuilding podcasts, but those are very general. They're not men's physique focused. They're usually just all over the place. They cover bodybuilding, classic, men's physique. So there's nothing really specific towards covering the natural men's physique division. And that's where I thought, there was something missing. And that's what I thought we could fix. We could cover the natural men's physique division. It is something that's been growing over the past few years. So I feel like someone's got to shine the spotlight on it, and that someone should be us.
I love that. And I resonate with that too, as well. And especially what you said just there, the last little bit, it's been growing over the years. The standards of natural bodybuilding have just increased over the years. Each and every year, you see more and more competitive physiques, better natural competitors, just everything from conditioning to size to muscularity to fullness. The caliber of athletes is just phenomenal.
Yeah. It's not only growing in the number of people that are competing in natural bodybuilding, but the quality of these athletes are just getting better and better every single year, and it blows my mind. Even from just this year to last year, seeing the guys at nationals, seeing the guys at regional shows, there are people that show up like it's like, are you guys natty? Like, but that's the thing. I mean, so much is actually possible to achieve being a natural athlete. People just don't understand that. People like to, blame things on, oh, he's on steroids or something like that. Like, no, if you put in 100% of the work, you do everything you have to. It's a lot of work at the end of the day, but that's why we're bodybuilders. Like, we do it differently. This isn't just a generic plan we're following. We're very, very strict on everything from diet to nutrition to working out. And again, so much is achievable when you really lock in 100% like that.
Couldn't agree more. It requires a lot of patience too, especially as a natural, and you have to be more methodical with how you do things. But you can most definitely achieve an amazing and phenomenal physique naturally. And yes, is there a genetic component to that? 100%. But just blaming genetics is an easy cop out because, yeah, genetics are also a factor in open divisions. So it's
Yeah.
not just those who are genetic freaks. More and more people, that's another reason we want to shed light on that is you can also develop your physique naturally without the use of PEDs. And you can develop not just a physique, but a very good physique. And that's one reason as well we want to highlight this. And Luke, why don't we touch on what the expectations for the podcast are, what they can expect to see, and what we're going to cover, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I think the main focus that we want to do is covering natural physique shows, covering the entire men's physique natural division from the IFBB natural shows to OCB, WMBF. There's so many natural organizations. Those are the three big ones, I want to say, the popular ones in North America. So I feel like a lot of the time we're going to be sticking a lot to those. But we're going to cover all the shows, go over, athlete spotlights, the winners of each shows, kind of give our thoughts on that. That's the main thing I think we're going to stick to is covering the division because no one does that for natural men's physique. It's only the open divisions, right? Um,
Yeah.
Outside of that, I mean, we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. We're gonna do reviews, have some fun videos as well. We might get into vlogs, stuff like that. Just me and Munene hanging out, talking about some fun stuff. Some tips, tricks, our experiences in bodybuilding, stuff like that. I mean, the opportunities are endless, really.
I like that.
Everything,
If I could sum
everything
up what you
natural.
said. Yep. We want to make this the one-stop hub for everything natural men's physique. And if I could sum up what you said, it's like value, entertainment, and education.
Good, yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Those three things: value, education, and entertainment. So give you value so you can implement some of the things we're sharing, educate you about the division so you can develop as an athlete as well, and just learn about our experiences personally, and then also just entertainment. So, we want to show you our personalities outside of just bodybuilding because bodybuilding is just one aspect of our lives, right? But it's not who we are it's not entirely who we are, right? There's so many different layers to us, and we want to show you that too and build an authentic relationship with each and every one of you, because that's how we can connect, and we want to learn more about you too and your stories and your journeys. And if you're a current competitor who's been competing for years, or you're an amateur or aspiring competitor who hasn't hit the stage yet, you have a home here. And we want to recognize that and be sure that you feel like you're part of this community and your voice is heard. So we couldn't be more excited to get this going, and it's just fires us up, brainstorming everything.
Yeah,
It's like
we're
so
both
fun.
super fired up for this podcast. And listen, me and you are both also growing in this sport. We have our own goals in this sport, what we want to achieve. We're still also early into this. So the cool thing is you guys are going to be able to watch our journeys as well, going for our pro cards, stuff like that. All the shows that we do, you're going to be right here watching it with us, which is the cool part. You're going to grow with us and learn with us. So
Very well said. Yeah, and teach us too, right? We're not perfect by any means. We have a lot to learn. We're very young in this sport. We're open-minded. So if we can provide value to each other, from us to you and you to us, we're all for it, because I'm sure we all have some aspirations in the sport. Luke has some big aspirations. I have some big goals. And I think to segue, let's talk a bit about that, Luke. Like, what is your end goal with bodybuilding? Where do you want to take this and why?
all right, so let me first start with my main goal right now, because I have one main short-term goal, and then I have goals that are far into the future, like any other competitor. My main goal right now is I want to get my pro card in all the three main organizations that I mentioned before: the WMBF, OCB, and the IFBB pro card. So right now, I just got my OCB pro card at a show that I won just a few weeks ago. Yes, super exciting. I have my WNBF pro qualifying show booked in just about a month out right now. And
Okay.
then 2 weeks after that show, I have my Nationals, Vancouver Nationals IFBB pro qualifying show. Yeah, that's 2 weeks after that WNBF pro qualifier. So that's the goal right now. Long term, I think it's every serious bodybuilder's dream to make it to the Olympia. So that's obviously a goal of mine to do that naturally. Um, it's a goal of mine, but I wouldn't say it's like it would be the end of the. It's not like an all or nothing kind of goal of mine, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, when you say all or nothing goals, if it's not like if you don't make it to the Olympia naturally, then you're going to be so disappointed because you just love competing in general and you want to just develop as an athlete.
Exactly. It's something that'll always be in the back of my mind, but it's not something that I have to absolutely achieve in order to, like, for me to be fulfilled with my career. If that
I
makes sense.
like that.
Yeah.
I like, okay, that's really, and sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's also like for the IFBB, there's that Natural Olympia. What's that show called again?
The Ben Weeder, it's like, it's not necessarily like the natural, it's,
It's
so
the
you know how every show or division has like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding, or like the Super Bowl of their specific sport, like for soccer or football, it's the FIFA World Cup. And then for American football or football, depending on where you're located, it's the Super Bowl. So for open bodybuilding, that is the Olympia. For natural bodybuilding, it's the Ben Weeder. So that's like the pinnacle of natural bodybuilding. That is like the show.
yeah.
So yeah. So winning that, I'm assuming, would be like a goal.
That's a goal of mine for sure, of course. To make it there, obviously, and foremost, that's obviously a goal of mine as well. I think you have to win an IFBB Natural Pro Show in order to get qualified to that show, or you have to earn your pro card at the Ben Weeder Pro Qualifying Show. That's the day before.
Interesting. Okay. That's really cool. That's really
Then
cool.
outside of the IFBB, so we mentioned that that's kind of like the Super Bowl of the IFBB natural bodybuilding. But then also when you get into the other leagues like the OCB, there's the Yorton Cup, which is kind of the similar situation, but for the OCB, obviously. So it's kind of the Super Bowl of the OCB. So there's other big shows like that in other divisions as well, or organizations. I think for WNBF, it's like WNBF Worlds is
Mm.
like the Olympia of the natural WNBF organization as well. So honestly, I kind of just want to be all over the place. I think it would be cool to compete at all those big shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, man. And what have your shows been so far? Can you walk us through a journey regarding your first season? Like, do you have some footage we can see, or
Yeah. Hey,
you
do
go
you
through
want to go
that?
over your goals first, and then we can go into both of our show history, and I'll pull up our Instagrams when we do that.
Sure thing. Sure thing. Yeah. So my goal with bodybuilding, and foremost, is I love the process more than anything. That's why I love to compete. It's just so fun. And, playing a lot of individual sports as a young age, I really nurtured my competitive spirit from very young. And that's something when I stopped playing competitive sports that I was looking for an outlet or a, a of like a avenue to continue that. And that's when I found bodybuilding and absolutely love it for the whole process and everything. But that doesn't mean that even though my intrinsic desires are just to continue developing as an athlete and falling in love with the process and growing, my extrinsic desires or goals are I want to get my natural IFBB Pro card, and I want to get it naturally because I plan on staying natural for the rest of my life. So I want to get my natural IFBB Pro card, and then I want to qualify for the Ben Weeders, and then I want to win that, and then I want to go to the Olympia as a natural, not to place because being realistically, I will not, but just to have fun, just to, as a personal goal to be like, wow, I made it to the Olympia naturally, and just to have fun and bring my best physique there. So that is my ultimate goal. And if I don't achieve that, will I be upset? To some extent, yes, but this is like long term. This is like a very long term goal. Short term goal is get my natural IFBB Pro card.
Love that. So you mentioned the Olympia. That's a long-term goal, and I think a lot of people don't understand, especially for us naturals, our peak is not until we're later on into our career, like mid-30s,
That's
till we get that
not
muscle
in some
maturity.
cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you? Did you mention that?
Oh, I don't think I did. I'm 25.
You're 20, bro. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, well, I'm 26 in October.
Okay, yeah, bro. See, that's the thing. So you got so much time to grow and get better at this sport. Like I said, for us naturals, it takes us so long to actually reach our full potential, and we have so many years until we actually get to that point. So lots of time to get that done.
Let's go, man. Let's go. I love that. I love that. So that's our goals and our aspirations, and we can't wait to take you along the journey. And speaking about the journey, why don't we show you where it all started? So
Yeah. So
let's
Munene,
let's
you
start
go
with the
over
movie.
yours first as I try to figure out how to share my screen here.
Sure, no worries. Little technical difficulties. Now I'm joking. The little green share arrow.
Got it. Share screen. Entire screen.
Yeah. So
All right, you see that?
I do.
Perfect. Okay, just tell me which post it was again.
Um, if you scroll down a little more, it's a
This one?
carousel. Yeah, that one. There
Perfect.
you go. So first show was April. Yeah, that's the slide. So first show was April 2024, where I went in with no expectations. Very first show, and as a new competitor, you're just there for the experience to have fun and still bring your best physique because you still have that competitive mindset. At least I did. And so I won all my classes and then won the overall, which I'm very grateful for at the Toronto Naturals. And that instilled a ton of belief in me. That showed me that I was made for the sport, that I could go far in the sport. It instilled so much belief in me because I also got another medal, which is the most potential award. And that's something that I will never forget. And I'm so grateful to have received that. But so that was that one. And then second show was Stephanie Worsfold, London, Ontario, where I won my class and came second in the overall. Third show was the Canada Natural Pro Qualifier, the IFBB Canada Natural Pro Qualifier. And honestly, my intention was not to do the show. After I did Stephanie, I was going to shut it down for the season. I didn't know anything about qualifications, bodybuilding, like nothing really. I was so new to the sport. And then I was told you've qualified for nationals. So nationals, what's that? You can get your IFBB Pro card naturally. I said, why not? It's May. This is in August. Let's just extend the season. So did that, won my class, came first, and then came third in the overall. What an amazing experience. And that is the show specifically that really, really, really lit a fire in me. Because that's when I was like, okay, in the most humble way possible, if I was able to, win my class at my very first nationals and place well, that gives me a sense of belief once again that I know I have potential in the sport, and that if I continue to work hard, remain humble, identify my areas of improvement, that I can bring a physique that is worthy of attaining that pro card. So that show really lit a fire in me last year. Fourth show where I met Luke, summer shredding, you know, Christian Guzman, great guy. We've been following him since we're so young. So I did that show. Great experience for first-time competitors and all competitors. It's a very unique community. So did that. That's where Luke and I met, and then won my class. And then Luke beat me in the overall. And then did my fifth show again. So the same show I did as my third show, but a year later, IFBB National Canada Pro Qualifier. And unfortunately, I came second in my class. So I didn't make it to the overall. And then a week after that, I did summer shredding again, the 2025 Toronto show. And then I won, I did two divisions, an open division, which is just men's physique. That's their categorization and rules are a little different. So the men's physique is open for naturals and enhanced, but the fit physique is only for naturals. So I did fit physique and men's physique, came second in my class in fit physique, came first in men's physique, and then I won the overall for men's physique in that show. So that's a bit about my journey.
This is insane, bro. Looking at this career, not a lot of competitors can say they've done 6 shows, won how many? 2 overalls, everything else first place, and only 1 second. Like, that's insane.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
Dude, and look at the improvements from show 6 to show 1. The conditioning specifically, that's insane.
Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, we pushing for some Luke Consiglio conditioning, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm pushing for that Munene size, so
We can't have it all, can we? Oh, man.
all right, let me find this post of
What
mine,
about
pull
you?
it up, go over my history.
Peeled.
Yeah, you know what? Alex doesn't miss on the conditioning. That's for sure. So this is my first show last year, the first show that I ever did, the Toronto Summer Shredding Show in 2024. This is a show that I competed against Munene with. Bro, I remember when I first saw you in the backstage, you were like 3 times the size of me, and I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was super scared. You were insane.
Still end up beating me. Size doesn't matter to an extent.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got the overall in my first show here. Going into the show, honestly, I didn't have expectations to even win my class or anything. I don't think a lot of people realize the potential they have or they can have going into their first show ever. But after I won this show, I got a little bit of confidence, and I wasn't even planning on competing again. But this is the show that kind of led me to continue competing 7 more times now. So heading into the Toronto or the Houston Summer Shredding, which was in November last year. This was the night before the Summer Shredding Championship. I decided to do this show as well. I ended up winning the overall in this one as well. And then after winning this show, I was confident after winning Toronto, but I still feel like I didn't have 100% confidence in myself when it came to bodybuilding. But then when I won this show, this is really the show that made me realize that I have a place in the sport and that I should start pretty much taking it seriously. And this is where I really found the passion for my sport, for this sport.
Yeah.
The next night, I just went to the next post. The next night was the Summer Shredding Toronto or the Summer Shredding Championship. I won first place in my class, and then I placed second overall in the championship. And then, so November 20, a couple weeks after this, the championship show back at home, this was my first ever CPA show. So a CPA show is like an NPC show, right? This is my first ever show, and then I won first in my class. But funny story, Munene, I've told you this many times now. In the overall, the guy that beat me in the overall, so I didn't originally win the overall at the show. He actually ended up failing his drug test, and got disqualified off of the score sheet about a month later. And I didn't find that out until like 2 months after the show. So I didn't technically take home the overall at this show, but the guy who beat me in the overall didn't technically win. So that was a little disappointing. And if you are enhanced or if you've ever been enhanced, just don't compete at a natural show ever, please, because it's just extremely unfair to the real, actual natural athletes who work hard and do all that work to get on the stage. Enough about that. That was the last show of my 2024 season. And then this is the first show that I did this year. So I won first place in my class, and I didn't end up taking the overall. My second show this year was Toronto Summer Shredding. Again, I went back. I ended up placing second in both the fit physique and the men's physique. So it wasn't the outcome that I wanted, but let me tell you, this show lit a fire under my ass more than any other show that I've done, because it was the first show that I ever placed second. And I mean, when you're going to compete, you have expectations for yourself, and when you want to win, you want to win. So I've been really grinding after this show, and after that show, I did my first OCB show. This is the show that I got my OCB pro card. Obviously, I won the overall at this show, and this was actually a show in the States. We're from Canada, so I actually traveled to the States to this show, which was kind of cool. And I got my pro card, the first of the three. So, yeah, that's my career in a wrap right there, I guess.
Congratulations, brother. One hell of a season, man.
Thank you, brother. One thing I can say about both of us is that we have, I mean, for both of us only competing for 2 years, we do have some pretty crazy resumes. Not to be like, cocky or anything like that, but me and you, we've got a lot of potential in the sport, and that's another reason why I think both of us have, this is a really good thing, idea to go ahead with this podcast and cover the entire natural men's physique sport.
Yeah, man, for sure. I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm excited to see your growth as, right now, your next show, your current show, you're actually just in Houston. You arrived today because you're competing on Friday and Saturday, right?
Yes, so it's Tuesday today. I'm doing the Houston Summer Shredding show again on Friday, and then the championship is the next day. So I just landed today. Actually just got into this Airbnb like not even 2 hours ago.
Look at that. Look at that, brother. What a journey. What a journey. And then then you have you already talked about your shows that you have coming up. So how are you feeling as you head into this show currently? Like where's the mindset at and the mental at?
Honestly, today, I mean, flying into Houston, I can't ever feel bad, especially coming from Canada. I mean, I don't know what the temperature is there. I think it was probably 11 degrees when I left this morning. But over here, what is it?
20.
20, yeah, it's like 33 degrees over here. So I feel like I'm on vacation. I love it. But outside of that, actually going into the show, I actually feel really good today. I'm on my last depletion day out of 4 or 5. So calories have been really, really low, about 1450 for the past few days. And yeah, I've been feeling pretty hungry, pretty low energy, but I know tomorrow is going to be the start of the carb up, and I feel a good peak coming around, and I feel good about these shows. So I think, actually, no, I'm not even going to say I think. I know this is going to be the best luck I bring to the stage ever. When you have that feeling, you just have that feeling.
True. You have that feeling. You have that feeling. And I can't wait to see you like go out there and do your best and crush it, man. Like I'm supporting you, rooting for you, and let's go. Let's go, Mr. Consiglio.
All right, bro. First of all, show me how to get. Oh, okay. I think I just did it. I didn't know how to get out of the screen recording.
Oh, you're still sharing screen.
Oh, how do I? Okay.
You just have to click the same thing at the bottom. The green arrow.
I clicked
and
it.
You click stop screen share.
There is literally no stop screen share.
Really?
Really? Oh, stop share. It's at the top. Got it.
There you go.
First episode things.
There you go. We're learning.
Just gotta get these few bugs out of the way.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, it's just so cool seeing how far, you've come and how much you've grown in the sport and how seriously you take this and your passion for this. And I think that's something that people will be able to see as they get to know more and more about you, is that you have an insane work ethic. You're very passionate about what you do, and you don't miss. You don't miss. You just want to bring your best and continue to elevate in the game. And I respect that. And I think it's admirable, man. So proud of you, bro.
I appreciate that, man. One thing I can say about both of us too is that I think we really love bodybuilding so much, and we really nail every single variable when we're in prep to absolutely, show up on show day at our absolute best. We're not somebody to go off plan, have cheat meals like that. We follow the plan exactly as we have to because we love this sport so much and we take it so seriously.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also because it's part of like your development too. Like when you delay gratification in any endeavor, but bodybuilding is one of those avenues that really allows you to develop as a person in all aspects, because when you have to delay gratification and not give in to your desires or your immediate desires, that builds character. That teaches you so much. It builds discipline. It builds work ethic. It gives you so much self-awareness and emotional regulation abilities. You learn so much about yourself. And I think that's one of the more powerful reasons that it's literally a personal development program with a spray tan and some glaze and board shorts.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
it's so fun. So the physique is just a byproduct of the person you become throughout the process. And that's really, really cool, man. It's really, really cool stuff. And we want to share that with you and learn about you and everything like that too. And this is just the first of many episodes, more to come, and we can't wait to hear about that. And if there's anything too that all of you want to hear us talk about specifically, we're open to ideas. Like drop them below. What do you want to see as well? Because we have a general gist of what we want to talk about, what we want to cover, but we also want to hear from you, the viewers, what you want to see specifically, so we can go to the drawing board, come up with ideas, create content, and then deliver that to you as well. So it's you have a lot of say and input as well in the direction of this, and that's one thing we want to make clear.
Yeah, and if you know of any natural shows that we can cover, if you know any natural athletes that you want us to go over, even yourself, if you want us to go over your, physique, give you a highlight on our page like this, let us know. Like, comment down below. And again, like Munene said, if you have any other ideas, anything else you'd like to see from us, because obviously we're not going to stick to just the show reviews and the athlete spotlights. We're going to have some fun on here. We can do reviews and a lot of other things on this channel. So let us know in the comments down below what you want to see. And yeah, is there anything else we should go over on this episode or?
Yeah, when can they expect, what's the frequency of the podcast, and when can they expect them to be released?
Absolutely. So we are going to drop a video every single Wednesday at 11 a.m. EST. That's going to be the schedule. So you guys know at 11 a.m. every single Wednesday, the Natty Physique Pod is dropping a podcast. Outside of that one video, me and Munene might record another video to post like a second video each week. But that's still be to be determined. But no matter what, we're going to have a video up on Wednesdays at 11 a.m.
There you go. There you go. Wednesdays, 11 a.m. EST. And don't forget, we have a giveaway for our very first episode. So all the information is in the description below. If you follow that, you can have as many entries as you want. And we can't wait to give away a very beautiful, prestigious pair of natural. They're not natural. What am I saying?
Of natty board shorts.
Natty board shorts. What are natty board shorts? Of
Who knows?
Manifest Petition Wear board
Maybe
shorts.
maybe Alex will make us a custom natty board short.
Only for that. That's so fun. But yeah, let us know. We appreciate you. Can't wait for the next episode. And once again, the Natty Physique Pod, we appreciate you, and we can't wait to grow with you, and we can't wait to see the direction that this podcast is going to go, because we know it has a lot of potential, and we can't thank you enough for listening if you made it this far. So we appreciate you. Much love, and keep kicking ass.
Yeah,
Let's go.
we're looking forward to it. Don't forget to like this video, please. It'll push it out to the algorithm a little bit. Let's grow this natural physique community. And then subscribe, obviously, so you don't miss our future videos.
What he said.
All right, I guess we'll see you episode 2 next Wednesday.
Yes, stay tuned, peeps. Cheers.